Tumblr's down, so it's time for me to crank out a video. So this week's topic is if you could change one event in your life or in history, what would it be and why? And how do you think life would be different now? Yeah, I totally came up with that one. So since I like to cheat at everything, I'm going to do two events. I'm going to do one in my life and one in history, and tell you how I think life right now, in the present, would be different. So this event technically didn't happen in my life, but it affects my life, and I'm going to count this for the changing an event in my life. So my third great-grandfather, I think, was pretty much one of the richest men in China, and he owned the first flour mill and other things like that, and started the first National Bank of China, yada yada, all that jazz. So my family was really, really rich. And then World War II broke out, and Japan came in and pretty much seized everything, and they had to flee and lost their wealth and all that stuff. So if I could change one thing in that timeline, it would be that my family wouldn't lose the crazy riches it had. And I understand if that happened, then my grandfather probably never would have left China for America, and then my father never would have been born, and he never would have met my mother. And so technically myself as I am now would never exist. But I like to believe in that whole philosophy that if that changed, there'd still be some version of me out there, and whoever they are, they'd be rich. And they'd probably live in China and speak Mandarin and go to private schools and yada yada yada. Pretty much that one event would make my life a whole lot easier. I'd be richer. World War II, I don't know. It could still have happened, but Japan wouldn't have invaded China. How about that? How about they were able to hold on to their wealth, but World War II still ended all the same way, and I would just be crazy as rich. I mean, who doesn't want that? If I could change one event in history, it would be Constantine's conversion to Christianity. He was a Roman emperor, and he was pretty much the first Roman emperor to be Christian, and he converted all of Rome to Christianity. And what happened was he thought he saw a cross in the sky, and that it was a sign from God. So I would change that event, and how I would see history playing out then would be that Christianity would still have remained kind of the minority, and they wouldn't have overtaken the general population. I think if that event were to never have happened, that Rome would probably have lasted longer, and then I'm sure Christianity would have taken over at another point, or Judaism or Islam. Some secular religion probably would have taken over, but Rome would have lasted longer, which would have changed the entire course of history for the medieval world, and like England and France and Germany and the Germanic tribes and the Byzantine Empire, and all those places probably would never have come into existence. And that one event that completely, in my opinion, ruined Rome probably would have led to a much different society we have now. Probably one based on a whole republic, like a world republic, in which some power would take over all of Europe and Eurasia and Asia. And then when we did the conquests of North America and South America, it would have been as one solid power. And I don't even know how crazy life would be now if Rome had never separated. But I don't know. There's a question that's really boring and kind of pointless, but if you get off on history or something like that, then leave a comment about what you think life would be different if Rome had never fallen. Like if Rome still existed today, or if Christianity wasn't the major religion. Even though technically it isn't, because like I'm pretty sure there are more Muslims, or maybe there's just more Mandarin speakers. Either way, just say how you think the world would be different if Christianity were not the main religion, or if we lived in one world not separated by countries or territories or something like that. Wow, that was a really boring discussion there about history. And I'm sorry, but I was working on history homework before I made this. Cool. Peace out! In case you're out there and you're my mind twin who lives in Canada and you're wondering what this would sound like if I said it, My boyfriend's a Jonas brother. And if I said it with a lisp, it would be like, my boyfriend's a Jonas brother. No, that's just like the blah. Yeah, anyway, peace.
My father, he would spray whipped cream on the top of the plain vanilla ice cream, and then he would take one sherry, because we had one thing and it had to last us for years and years.
You got that, people?
He would take one and he would put it on top.
They bring happiness to little boys everywhere.
In Russia.
In Russia.
And then my dad,
Thank you.
He would